So my name is Karishma Sinha. I'm a lecturer at the Department of Environmental Science and Management, School of Environment and Life Sciences, Independent University, Bangladesh. Under the Transform PH project, I basically did year one. And the course that I did was Climate Change and Health, and that's part of the Climate Change and Development Master's course that we offer for developmental professionals in collaboration with ICCCAD. We began with restructuring the course outline, which was the very beginning, and kind of coming up with a theme for the course. In Climate Change and Health, in the course that I sort of redesigned, the theme was to make it to involve the process of systems thinking from beginning to end. Another target was to also make it sort of independent in a way that the course can be taught by anyone, any facilitator. I would say that it's very innovative, it's very new, because the paradigm of learner, it has always been that the faculty teaches lecturer and the student. So this was a complete shift from that. It took away the element of lecturer, and so that was making the course learner-centric and giving learners the floor to self-learn was one very important key takeaway. Making a course, I've been teaching for like almost 10 years, and so the idea of making a course completely independent so that it could be handed over to anyone, any faculty or any facilitator who has some expertise on the subject. And they would immediately be able to say, look at the teaching manual. We developed a very elaborate teaching manual. And so that was another takeaway, the idea that the course is so independent that it could be handed to a facilitator with some expertise, and they will be able to sort of take it on because there are such detailed instructions. So that would be the second takeaway. And I would say the third takeaway, again, making it so objective based, which I think is something that all universities are trying to do now. I know we're the objective based sort of curriculum is something that IUB, the UGC is trying to incorporate on IUB. And so I think my experience in Transform will also, and that key takeaway of making the course objective based will also sort of help in that. So as a facilitator, I would say that as a researcher, I have my own project, and it obviously taught me discipline and how to sort of objective-based work. Keeping up with workshops and sort of coming up with deliverables, so that kind of orients you towards that. So I would say that as a researcher, it helped me in that. But definitely as a facilitator, I was able to apply a lot of the learner-centric sort of methodologies even in online classes. Even though we designed the course for live classes, so it did help me. And what was interesting is that even though I did not teach CCD 507 right away after year one, which was in 2019 that we finished it, but a lot of the learner-centric exercises that I got to learn about during the sort of the workshops, etc., I was actually able to apply it to my other courses, like my coastal ecology course. And students actually, I got really good responses from students because they really enjoyed it. The traditional system of teaching that we have, again, lecturer and student doesn't really work anymore. And I think even more so now that everything is online, to the point where I even tell my students that you're kind of responsible for your own assessment. I think so that it's a sort of an evolution from the traditional system to make all of the information, because we're living in an information age where you can Google anything, you can access lectures from anywhere. So the self-learning component and the objective-based learning are really sort of important to incorporate, and I think in all courses, not just under the project. So I'm hoping that our experience will be able to sort of share it with our other faculty members, and eventually teaching will sort of become more learner-centric and objective-based rather than the traditional sort of method.